But I strongly feel like it's a female thing, a girl thing. When I start telling you a story and I start with so, then it's going down. It's going down. So, okay, there I go again. This conversation today starts with a so. A lady writes in and she says, so, I have this guy we're in a relationship with, but everyone lives in a different town. But we chat sometimes and even visit. So, I noticed there are issues. We broke up last year since he said he's not able to be chatting and calling me every day. He wanted to think about it and I let him be. We have an age difference of almost 10 years and he is my first guy. Underline as you go. And I don't even depend on him with my provision because I realized once I asked him for anything and a jam and he goes days without talking to me. So I work for my everything alone. After the breakup, he came back begging that it was not the right thing he did and so he needs me back. And since I love him, I allowed him back. Still, there's nothing he provides. And this time around, even calls he does not call unless I call him. He can go for 2 weeks with no communication and he will blame it on me that he is busy and don't have time to call. So I should be calling. Okay. So now it's almost 3 weeks, no calls, no chats. And I'm thinking of sending him his stuff that are in my house and call it off because he is draining my energy and bringing lots of mental disturbance to me. Advise me kindly. I do not know what relationship this is. Probably will figure it out. Zulu. Did you have a pen or mental notes? Because
I just needed to catch the energy.
And
let's now talk about this low energy.
It's draining just by reading.
Sagging.
Dampened.
Relationships.
Yeah.
And you may remember in physics they told you that the telephone wires were left.
Yes.
With allowance to accommodate temperature.
Yes.
They do the same with the metallic bridges. They leave space for
expansion.
So I remembered that low hanging. There's no tightness.
Yeah.
The tension goes.
Yeah.
When it's cold, tightens. When it's hot. So what I'm hearing here is a relationship that has no energy.
It's not even one-sided.
First of all, that relationship where you are the one pushing.
Yes.
Today they are into you.
Yes.
Tomorrow they are not. He has a few clothes in a house. He often stays for a few days. Comes, spends.
Yeah.
Goes.
Yeah.
This girl has no standards. She does not know what she wants. She's dragging along with half-dead things. She's trying to revive and resuscitate and maintaining some hope somehow. And he goes and he comes, I still love him. So if there were a lot of naivety mistakes, I could count for you here.
That's why I asked about the pen and paper.
No, I know that group. She just either briefly retired from pre-25s. Just briefly. Shortly, recently. She just arrived. She still has a lot of vestiges of immaturity. But because a lot of people still reason this way, let's excuse the age.
Okay.
I assume she's not 25 or 26, not beyond that.
Okay.
She still talks 24, just newly... She's just new in the dating world. Now, this guy, he's just gone. Now, how do you say somebody has not called for 3 weeks and you're still in a relationship? What kind of relationship are we talking about?
You're thinking of sending his stuff. Thinking.
So, excusing her very disturbing degree of naivety, complete lack of standards and awareness and greenness. Let's discuss this because many people are married for 20 years and this is the life.
Yeah.
Because the way he was spending here, they could have conceived. The way he had clothes here, they could have become a child. She could have tried to work things up. We went home, made things somehow official. Yeah. Thinking now he will change. That's how they usually talk. Reversed thinking. Instead of using what you see to predict what is coming. You assume what is coming will change what I can see. Did you get the reverse?
Yeah.
You see the low energy, the coldness, the hot cold, the lukewarm, the lack of passion, the lack of drive, lack of affection, lack of commitment and drive. And instead of saying, this is not what I want, this is telling me what is to come, and I don't want this, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You instead say, no, there's better things are coming. They will change what is here. One day you'll be happy, one day you'll be committed, one day you'll be excited, one day. Naivety and the collection of dark of pre-25 vibes is so hard and frustrating to take in. I've been trying to call them pre-25 madness.
Yeah, I think they are your favorites. You love these people.
Because they narrate sickening things, but to them it's very real. Imagine 3 weeks. He does not go. Me, I'm thinking. 3 weeks. Where's the relationship here?
Yeah.
So, and now that he's that old, I just saw a girl he can use.
Almost 10 years older.
That 10 years older tells you there's a lot that she gives too much respect to the age. Too much respect to the naivety. They give too, because the guy is 36. You think now. In front of you is dysfunction and inconsistency. But you think, me, I was expecting better. Looking at how, me. And so, how to handle low energy relationships? And things that, we used to use a term in psychology, the opposite of overwhelming, underwhelming.
Extremely.
They drag you down until, So,
Yeah.
trying to lift with a person who is so far below. I had one guy said he tried to argue with another person on phone. They realized, I'm throwing my blows here. He's throwing. We will never engage because
Never.
So,
Yeah.
some people don't engage you. You're throwing here, they're throwing there. The one rule, Mikali, we mentioned that by the time you guys break up, by the time you guys part ways, the fire's out.
Yeah.
Don't try to reignite them. People worship the idea of reconciliation, get back together, forgiving, understanding, reviving what we had. That's a very good concept in the movies.
Novels.
That concept is so appealing and promising that all is not lost, there is hope. And it is advertised as if it shows accommodation. And in fact, you see these ideas moving around in memes and jokes that if you guys keep on and off, you're meant to be together. It shows you can't really part ways. We break up and we end up getting back together. Meaning we still miss each other. Meaning it's true love. Meaning. Even when we part ways, one of us will look forever. Start again. So people associate on and off with true love, and I asked you, what else in life when it is on and off? It is true. What else?
Either on or off.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In fact, the moment a person starts slipping in and out of consciousness, they're put on life support machines. No treatment going on. We're just waiting until they can stabilize and be continually conscious or continually unconscious.
Yeah.
To get to know where they are.
Yeah.
When your lights are going on and off, you stop.
Yeah.
Fix them.
Yeah.
Those moments they're on, the other moment they're off. It's so destabilizing. You know, you can't move with a car that is going on and off.
Nope.
You even friendships, friends who disappear on you, you don't want them in your life. You want to accustom your life to their absence.
Yeah.
Anything that comes on, goes again, we know is damaging in life. Where did you borrow this other concept that love is any different? Anything in life, we want consistency and reliability. And we, all of us know that when your heart starts stopping and you may be leaving soon.
Yeah.
Anything that is inconsistent, we try to cut it off. Fix it or cut it off. That's how you know this car has outlived its days. I can't go for long without needing to go to garage. These are no more breakages of no more tend wear, no more the servicing. But when I need too much, in fact, there are some parts when you start repairing them, this is... my car has a problem with the steering. What's wrong with the steering? It's not working. By the time my car is breaking down steering wheel, how old is... did an accident happen? Some things we don't expect them to break down. Something is wrong. Now, number one, we are saying, if you break up and even if you still miss each other, even if you still love them, she said, because I loved him, I still took him back.
Yes.
Because your feelings are still alive, you are still attracted to them, does not mean you are still valid. The love is still there. Listen, love is like a fire, and there's a degree beyond which once it goes off, you can never bring it alive again. Why? You cannot rely on this person to stay. You know their potential to go.
Yeah.
You can't rely on them to be reliable, to be consistent, because you have once seen how they could forget you and go. The moment a person forgets you and goes on with their life, it registers in your nervous system. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
So that you stop being too hopeful and too accommodating and understanding. Your nervous system is trying to register consistency. Whenever you see this person, you imagine a time they lived without you. They can never tell you, I need you so much, I can't live without you. But you did.
Yeah.
I need you so much, I can never leave you. But you left. I love you so much, I'll always be there with you. But you failed. Even if you come back, that history of having broken up has damaged the president, has set a standard that you cannot delete. Some people say, let's take a break. People have been asking me, what do you do with a break?
Yeah.
Where do I place this? The person asks for some time out.
Yes.
So, 2 weeks without talking.
Yes.
And I told the brother, that's another method of breakup that is trying to soften
The blow.
In fact, we have a technical word for it in our practice.
Oh.
It's called sabbatical leave.
Wololo.
When you know the person cannot handle direct news of breakup,
Yes.
either they will blow up on you or blow themselves up. There are two ways. People are delicate either as a grenade or as an egg.
Yes.
And you don't drop an egg and you don't drop a grenade. You don't drop an egg for its own sake.
Yes.
And you don't drop a grenade for your own sake. So some people, we are placing them softly because they're delicate. So brother, this girl knows you're delicate. And she's dropping it in consumable bits.
Yes.
The bites. So the sabbatical leave is to promise the person you shall return, but then accustom them to a period of your absence. I'll be back, but in the meantime, learn to live your life. That's what you are being told.
Yes.
And then she'll be back halfway. Take another break again. Or come back having seen visions.
Yes.
And the dreams and revelations and been visited and by saints and that she has seen a different life.
Way.
She'll come in another vibe.
Yeah.
That promises, shows how you have a good life ahead of you, and she'll praise how you do well, only without her. Out there. So those people say, let's take time out, it's a break, are usually either two of them applying a strategy to get rid of you.
Yes.
In the most harmless way.
Yep. They're very kind.
Or the relationship is just overwhelmingly disturbing, stressful, painful. They're trying to manage the chaos. In either way, healthy relationships never ask for a break. Why? When you're in a relationship, I don't suffocate you. So you're asking for a break for what? Healthy relationships don't suffocate.
No, they don't.
They energize. They tie you up. They hold you up. A healthy relationship is like a healthy friendship. We inject each other with energy. And we are not in each other's space. Imagine, we are deeply connected. We are still strongly independent.
Yeah.
That is the mix. I have my life, you have your life, and we have a life together. It is the two circles you draw meeting in the middle somewhere, but they're not swallowing each other.
No, they're not.
That in between is our life. But you still have your life, I still have my life. So I'm asking for a break from what? It's either of us two. A clever person going away quietly. Or a relationship so chaotic.
Yes.
They're trying to breathe.
Yeah.
You guys are always fighting, wrangling. They're trying to breathe and find their center. What is the solution then for both cases? You yourself, move on. Release them and move on.
Yeah.
Every time a person asks for a timeout, it has also told your heart that you can't rely on them emotionally. They will walk out on you. It's very painful when a person tells you, don't talk to me. That blockade, that abandonment is deeply painful. There's no such thing as a break from a healthy relationship. What about when a relationship that is still viable and one person has been hurt? The thing they ask for is not usually a break.
Yeah.
When we are still together but you are hurting and you want your time to think, to reconcile, what happens is we are still talking on the logistics of life. Let me remind you, when you're in a relationship, we are doing life. We are not just doing love, we are also doing life.
Yes.
When we are married, we are doing life. We have logistics of day-to-day operations as a family, as a couple. You can't block me from the teamwork we are doing.
That's true.
Organizing the practical things of running our house, running our job, running our kids. What we are doing requires communication.
Yep.
With or without feelings. The child should be picked from school. Groceries should be brought. This, take the lead out, pay the rent, get the other, acquire the other, respond to the other. When you go home, come with. That part of life, it does not respect feelings. And you can't tell me, don't talk to me for the next 2 weeks. How will that operate? Do I get your replacement? Do I send messages? How do I operate that part? The things healthy couples do is sometimes a person is not in a talking mood.
Yeah.
It is that lovey-dovey part they tone down. But the logistics are still going on.
Yeah.
They may not be calling, but they're still texting.
Yeah.
I've sorted this, please come with this, do the other, so the other, You know, we are still doing life, only that the songs between us.
Yeah, staccato.
We're still moving.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear people walking and you can't hear them talking. You're not, are they angry at each other? Just the legs. So sometimes it's just our legs making. Somebody said in some families, you go home and the only thing that is talking is the TV.
Yes.
TVs play many roles. Not just to entertain us, but to occupy the silence, to break the silence. Bring some life to the room. You know, nobody's watching, but at least it's keeping. You know,
it's not very quiet.
You know, and it's to say, healthy relationships never need a break. They just have seasons when they may not be lovey-dovey, but they're still together. There's no such thing as let's take a break.
Okay.
Low energy is characterized by following: breakups, taking breaks, on and off.
Yes.
Person going away, missing each other, calling. Mikali, after you leave a relationship, there will always be moments of missing the person emotionally. But you know rationally in your mind, in terms of realistically, I can't go back. All healthy breakups in healthy life involves even friends whom you parted with. Occasionally you miss them. Moments will come back. Memories will come back. Times of being together will come back. Things will remind you of the things, their goodness in your life.
Yeah.
Memories will come back. So those times of missing each other, and then you start calling them, does not mean now you're supposed to go back. You just couldn't control your feelings. Sometimes when people are getting intimate, they miss the sex during those lonely moments. Yeah. During that night, oh, I miss you, me too. It's emotions. They meet again, another entanglement. Do you know that people live like that for their life, by the way? Are you aware?
I am. I am.
People sacrifice their lives on inconsistency and instability and lack of self-control. In another show, I told you that if it's a critical skill you must learn, it's the ability to be alone. That is one thing people avoid. Yeah. And it will cost you in the long run. If in the early years of your life, especially 18 to 24, you don't learn being alone emotionally, not having the word love, the sex and stimulation and sensation and butterflies around you. If you do not learn a year of conferences, a year of school, a year of skill, another year of not having anybody to, another year of just being to yourself and the phone can switch off and there's no big problem, another year of just staying home. It may look easy to stay home, but you need to learn it because you're coming from a place of boredom and restlessness and looking for distraction. Yes. When you just jump relationships, that part of you that never learned to sit still and listen to yourself. Examine your life and reflect. And just chill around and keep yourself busy and catch a book and reflect and write on a journal and sing a song and do a walk and watch the horizon or watch sunset. We can never play around with a person who has never had that stage of their life. They are too restless.
Yeah.
And the moment they can't reach you, they'll be carried away by something else. You'll be solving problem after problem. The one thing you need to do when after you have left a relationship or you have changed your life is to endure the ache of loneliness. When you're not used to being alone, it feels like a pain and ache. When you plow through it, it reaches to a place it is peaceful. Later on, it's pleasurable. And finally, it's necessary and addictive. You need it. For me, I would suffocate without it. Once you've matured, you need your solitude, like moments of breathing. Whether you're introvert or extrovert. You need them badly. Sometimes you get back to your house and you're like,
yes.
No phone call. No, don't talk to me. For the next few hours, just sacred. With time, you begin to run to those moments of unwinding and refreshing. Then you feel rebalanced, now energized. You can face the world again.
Yeah.
When you are too young and you have not learned that, you never plow to that level. So your stability depends on stimulation and connection and love and talking and you become so restless. That's why these people try to engage people with empty content. Because next time I'll tell you what solitude does. It teaches you to dig deep. Job 28 says, makes us think that presents wisdom as a place. We used to think wisdom is an intellectual gift, ability to think sharp, to understand concept, bring brilliant ideas. I heard one person talking in passing, and he said wisdom is a place. So those nuggets of ideas we hear, you do not capture it. As I was reading somewhere, the whole of Job 28 describes that. There's a place, in fact, he says there's a mine for silver and a place where gold is refined. It begins by just, from verse 1. The whole chapter is about wisdom, but begins by telling it's a place. Then verse 12 and 20 keeps asking, but where is wisdom found and where can we find understanding? He kept describing, because he was describing the activity, he was using the imagery of mining. How people dig, for the ore that contains gold, and for they go, a stone called Lizuli, that gold-bearing rock, that ore, how they dig shafts to dark places and they put on lights there. He was describing, you look for wisdom the way you look for minerals. There's a place of you, Mikali, that you must dig alone. There are depths to you that require solitude to dig. He comes to answer in 12:20 because he's teasing you with the question. But where? So he says how, in fact, he even says death and destruction say only a rumor of it has reached us. Hell does not know wisdom. Lions have not seen, even birds of the air have not seen it. We used to think it's intellectual exercise. It's a place. The place of insight, place of understanding. Finally, it ends by saying, God sees it. From when he established the foundation of the earth, he saw it, appraised it, and approved it. And he said to mankind, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. To shun evil is understanding. We could not have associated ethics and morality with wisdom. we thought this is intellectual, this one is just values of life. So it says you can't be corrupt and wise. You can't be dishonest and wise. So to shun evil, those moments of solitude, you dig deep, you reflect on how you have seen people betray each other, and you arrive at solid conclusions of your life. I shall not lie, I will live true. There are some things you only dig deep alone and decide, no, for me, I will respect God. I don't care what others, there I have seen. That was a problem that has been solved, and I know that's not coincidence. And I know all those arranged events in my favor could not have arranged themselves. Some things, Mwikali, the place of solitude allows you to get there. So the way people are resisting being alone to go back to the person they parted, you're disrupting. You're escaping. The smelting, the fun is there. That discomfort that could have shaped you. I saw them shaping glass and they burn it until it is red hot and fluid. That's how they shape. part of our souls need to be shaped in heat of that discomfort, and you force to exercise yourself. Oh my God, one of my restlessness is that I want to teach them urgently what I wish I was taught.
Yes.
When you are young, we hang around in groups. The church groups goes to church, in groups, the club group go club, in groups. Nobody preached solitude as a value.
No.
Nobody told us a virtue.
Nope.
We never learned. When you are alone there, what are you thinking? Stop thinking too much. Enjoy it, relax. When they see you alone, it looks awkward.
Mischievous even.
Even spirituality was construed as activity. When you sing loudly, when you jump, when you roll on the floor, now you're very spiritual. You know?
Yes.
And yet, the one who taught it to us preferred moments of silence. He went to the Mount of Olives as his custom was. There he prayed, and a long while before dawn, he would rise early and retreat to some places. When he comes, he teaches people like he's coming from a place. As if he's downloading from a place. Connectedness to a place. One problem with low sagging, these low energy relationships, you are dating a person who has never dug their roots any deep to be able to tell you, there are things, Michael, you talk with conviction and you fire up the conversation because of what we are discussing, how deeply it relates to you.
Yeah.
For example, you like acting and you like to wear that character like a garment. And in order to feel the character, you need to think about who they are and the energy they carry and put it on. And then you see another person acting that way excellently.
Yeah.
It could be a talk show. You see Oprah Winfrey taking an angle, a certain unfamiliar angle.
Yeah.
One of the things I hope is to explore talk shows in unfamiliar settings. I don't know why we always sit. I'm looking for somewhere we can stand.
Please, shall we please?
Another extrovert.
Let's do it.
Looking for someone you can just, how life happens. Life is not always this arranged.
No. No, it's not. Yes.
Can we do how life does? In our car someplace, discussing as we go.
I love the idea. Fly with it or I will fly with it. You choose.
So, because life is never that clinical.
That is true. That is true. Very true. Yes.
Sometimes it's a phone call that wakes you up. By the way, I want to die to bring those things around our talk to resemble life. And people who give you life-changing ideas are not always giving you an appointment on Tuesday afternoon. You are sipping coffee sometimes, and they drop a point that depends a barb in you. What did you say? Yeah, of course. This one always. That helps me hide a situation like that. It validates something I was in doubt of. Yeah. So how to deal with them? Number one, realize you are not meant to be together. If you had broken up and come back together, the energy is gone, the chemistry is dead. You are the history in your nervous system about this person is suspicious and unstable. And finally, you're supposed to close the door and don't jump to look for another one to fill the void. How you fill a void of a person who left is to bring your own energy there. To bring your own company. There's such thing as being a company, your own company. To hear yourself and think how to sense your energy and where you are, the project you're pursuing, where you're going in your life, the rate at which you're vibing, what you're learning, what you've learned from this experience, the mistakes you made and what you overlooked and what you let slide. That reflection allows you to go to the next relationship from yourself, not from that other one. If you come from that with the same momentum to another one, you take the same mistakes. You'll have used another person to replace one who left. And the cycle of frustrations will never stop. But if you pause and recollect and say, I'm taking a month, let me take a month to know myself. Let me recollect. Some ideas will form. What if you migrated? What if you got a better house? Is this job the best? That change could also provoke you to question the direction you're taking with everything in your life. What about this kind of friendship? This friend always sided this. How come? And now, what if? Do I still need this guy? Do I really need this kind of people? What about and why? Why did I go this far? That period allows you to come to dig deep, get to the place of wisdom, right application of knowledge, and connectedness with your deeper root of your spirituality. And the higher it says in some places, they shall take their root downwards and bear fruit upward. To bear fruit of love and happiness and balance and romance and likability and shining, must take the root deep. People don't want to take roots deep because it's soil, dark, rough. It's not enjoyable. Nobody praises the roots because we can't see them. But they're the
Yeah.
ones feeding the tree. We enjoy the tree, but the roots are coming. Where are your roots? Your roots are supposed to be those convictions, those materials you study and you drop the book to think. The right book is one that you read and you stop in the middle. The best videos are the ones you post and you get agitated. The best posts are the ones you can't finish before. No, then you go back. What was that? Can't get it.
Yeah.
It's not the one you leave. Yeah, I get that. Tick. That's mathematics, multiplication table. One times two. The right engaging content, you can nearly go to the end continually. You pause in the middle. I get that. You engage. Sometimes you don't finish it. You take off in another direction completely and go and converse. You even compound yours and what thought-provoking materials, challenging reflection, that place of depth. The reason you keep going back because you are resisting it. You're staying in low energy relationships because you are avoiding that place of solitude that could have dug you deep to make you shine. Yes.
Let me tell you, this was a powerful one. Hey, you do not take back a person who left even if you still have feelings for them. They're not returning because they changed their attitude about you, but because they regretted losing the benefits. Huh? Are we together? They are back just for the access, and things can never be back to normal as you dream of. Adios.